Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good evening. I hope you all have had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know that we have Christmas coming up in just a few weeks. So I know that everybody's getting ready for that. Hopefully, that your family is doing well and that you're looking forward to a good holiday season. So I'm back at it again, and today I'm gonna make some salmon. I'm gonna make some blackened salmon bites for dinner today. So let's get ready to do that. Thirsty, y'all. So if you are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. And also, guys, send me comments. Let me know if you like the videos. Let me know what you do with salmon when you cook it at home. And also, let me know if you even like salmon. Not everybody likes salmon. So let me know if you're a person who likes salmon or other types of fish that you cook in your home. So I've already washed my hands. So let's get started. So we're going to do blackened salmon. And I have uh, the ingredients here. Let's go through the ingredients that you're going to need to make the salmon. So the first thing is you're going to need salmon. I have here the fillet of salmon. You're going to need the boneless piece of salmon for that. And also without the skin. So I bought it with the skin, and then I simply took a thin knife like this, or one that you have in your house, and I just simply took the skin off. So if you have a thin knife, you can do that with your salmon. You need a really thin knife to do that. You want to simply lift up the salmon and go underneath the salmon to remove the skin. It takes about 5 or 10 minutes. It's really easy. As long as you hold on to the salmon with one hand as you are gently guiding the knife through on the bottom of the salmon to remove the skin, and it comes off with no issues. So that's what I did here, and then we're left with a skinless piece of salmon. So we're going to get rid of this. Because we won't be using that for our recipe today. So let's go through the rest of the ingredients that you're going to need for the blackened salmon bites. So you're going to need some olive oil. I have extra virgin olive oil. So you're going to need that. You will need some butter, a pat of butter. I like to use the unsalted butter, but you use what you like in your house. We're going to need some basil, salt, oregano, onion powder, paprika, garlic powder, and some cayenne. So those are the things, and we're also going to use some cilantro as well. So those are the things that you're going to need to make the salmon bites. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut our salmon. We're going to cut it in bite-sized pieces. So let's do that first. So I have my salmon here, and I'm just going to put it on the plate. Not on the plate, on the cutting board here. So let's see. Can you guys see? If I, there. Here we go. So I have my salmon here. And we're going to just cut it in pieces. Not too big and not too small. So it depends on how many people you're cooking for. I'm just making this for myself tonight. So I just have one piece of salmon. But if you're making this and you have a family of 4, I would recommend that you have maybe 2 6-ounce pieces of salmon should cover it. So we're going to just do sizes about that big. So that should be big enough, if you could see that. Okay, so we're going to just drop it in our bowl. And we're going to just make them into bite-sized pieces. Well, maybe a 2-bite. Like a 2-bite size piece. Sort of like that. So we're just cutting up our salmon. Just cut it up until you've got all the pieces in pretty uniform size pieces, because you want them all to cook at the same time. So cut them relatively the same size. And I'm going to show you guys what it looks like in 1 minute. Okay, so we have our salmon here in a bowl. You guys see that? Okay, so let me wash up and remove. And remember, guys, you want to wash your board. After using fish or protein or anything like that, to save that on germs. Okay, so we're just gonna clean up a little bit before we continue. Just clean up our board here. And then we're going to fry it. Okay, so we've got that cleaned. Our hands are cleaned. And now we could move on. So in our bowl, we have our salmon fillet that we've cut up. And we're going to just add a few things to our salmon. So we're going to start with the olive oil. We'll start with about 2 teaspoons of olive oil. We're going to add some basil. paprika, garlic. I don't think my garlic is open. Let me see, y'all. Nope, it's not open. I have to open it. This is a new bottle. Okay, so we have our garlic here. What are y'all doing tonight? We have about a tablespoon and a half of the garlic. We have some oregano here. About a teaspoon of that. You don't want to add too much oregano because oregano can be strong. And you don't want it to overpower the salmon. Because salmon is kind of, you know, it's kind of light salmon. So you don't want to add too much of the oregano. So about a teaspoon of the onion powder. We have some cayenne pepper and about a tablespoon and a half of this. Now, I want to say, if you are giving this to children, you might want to leave the cayenne pepper out. But if your kids like spice and you've used spice before and they don't have an issue with it, then I would go ahead and use maybe about a tablespoon of it. But if you are adults that like spice, I would say maybe a tablespoon and a half or two tablespoons would be enough for this recipe. And then we're going to add some coriander, the last thing for our blackened spice. You just put some in, maybe about a teaspoon. We're going to just mix this. You can use tongs if you want to use to mix this, but I'm just going to use my hands and get this seasoning in there. Mix it all in. Make sure you get it all over the salmon on each one. Work the seasoning in there. Make sure you're mixing that all up. All the seasonings that you just put in there. So I think I'm going to add a little bit more paprika for my taste. I see it here, but I don't really see enough for my taste. So I would start with a teaspoon, and if you don't feel like it's enough, you could always add a little bit more. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a little bit more to the fish. I would add maybe another half a teaspoon. This smells so good, y'all. Oh my goodness. And what I love about this is that it doesn't take a long time to cook. This is great for during the week. You know, sometimes people are tired when they come home from work and they're just looking to have some type of dinner, but something that doesn't take a long time to cook. So this is going to be ready in no time. So, you know, as long as you cut the skin off the fish, this takes no time at all. So our fish is good and seasoned. Look at that. It looks really good. And for me, my taste, that looks good. I think adding that extra half of paprika really made the difference. And so the last thing I'm going to add is a little bit of brown sugar. This is going to help the fish get a little bit more of that blackened color. So I'm trying to keep my hand here that I have used the seasonings with from getting into the brown sugar. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon and a half of brown sugar. And that's also going to be mixed with the fish as well. So mix it in. Oh my God, y'all, this is smelling real good. I'm ready to eat right now. All right, so we are ready to put our salmon bites into our pan, and we're going to let it cook. Now, if you have a air fryer and you want to save yourself on some dishes, you could even put these in the air fryer. So that is going to save you from having to clean up too many dishes. I like the air fryer. I've used that sometimes too, but tonight I'm just going to use my oven and put it in my oven tonight. So I'm going to use my Teflon pan here. I've told you guys about these Teflon pans before. They are great for conducting good heat. I highly recommend, if you don't have one, it's great. The handles stay cool. So it's really, really, if you're cooking on top of the stove, the handles stay cool. But in this case, we're going to be cooking these in the oven. So you really want to be careful when you put it in the oven, just using a towel or a oven mitt so that you are not, burning yourself when you're taking these out of the oven. So in my pan here, I have melted about a tablespoon of butter. So it's already melted, and then we're going to add our fish bites in here that we just seasoned and added our brown sugar to. So we're going to just add it to our pan and then just spread them out. Let me let you guys see. You want to spread them out into one layer so that they cook evenly. Get rid of our pan, and this is what they should look like when they're getting ready to go into the oven. Well seasoned in one layer. So these are going to go into the oven on a 450 degree oven for about 15 to 18 minutes. You want to check them because you don't want to overcook your fish. So we're going to just put them in our oven that's been preheated, and I'll see you guys when we come back. Okay, guys. So guys, we are making some blackened salmon bites tonight, and we've already put our salmon bites in the oven, and with it we're going to make a vegetable rice pilaf to go with it. So let's clean up first, and then we will make our vegetable rice pilaf. I have a bowl here. I'll be right there. If you cook a lot at home, I find it's a lot easier to clean as you go along, and then that way once you're done, you don't have a lot of things to clean up, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to clean up a little bit, and then we will move along to make our vegetable rice pilaf. If you guys are watching, give me a thumbs up and write me some comments and let me know what you guys are doing for the holidays. Are you guys going out of town, or are family members coming to visit you this year? I would like to know what you're doing this year. So yeah, let me know. So we have, let's go through the ingredients that we're going to need for our vegetable rice pilaf. So we have I'll be right there. One more thing. Be right there. Okay, so as I said before, we're going to do a vegetable rice pilaf with our blackened salmon bites that we're making. That's cooking away. So for our vegetable rice pilaf, we're going to need rice. So here I've got some long grain white rice. I just use the long grain rice. If you like whole grain, brown rice, whatever kind you like, that's what you can use. So for our vegetables, I have the pre-cut vegetables. You can find them in the vegetable section in your grocery store. They pre-chop them so that it's a little bit easier. You don't have to waste time chopping your vegetables when you have worked your 9 to 5. So that also cuts down on a little bit of your time in the kitchen. So we're going to need a little bit of butter, about a tablespoon of butter, some salt, also some black pepper, some basil, some chicken stock, and some water. So, and also some bouillon as well. So I like this brand, but you can use anything that you find in your grocery store or anything that you and your family like to use. So let's go over to the stove and get started making our vegetable rice pilaf. And also I use, of course, some water for the rice. Hello. Okay. So we have our pan here that we're going to use for our rice. Let's start our eye. We're going to put it on medium, not too high, because we don't want to burn our rice. So let's put it on medium. Let's get a spoon. Okay, our pan or our pot is getting hot. We're going to add our 1 tablespoon of butter. And to our butter, we're going to add our pre-chopped vegetables. In here, there is celery, onions, and carrots. So you could find this pretty easily in supermarkets. They have them usually all year long. So I would say you're going to need about 1/4 cup of each. I'm going to increase the heat a little bit so that we could saute or soften these vegetables a little bit. And once we soften the vegetables, then we'll add our rice so that it can continue cooking. So you want to soften these for a few minutes. If you wanted to speed this process up, you could just add chopped onions and celery, and then you can take some canned carrots and also add that. Carrots tend to take a longer time to cook than the celery and the onions. So if you added carrots that were canned, you speed up the process. You don't have to cook these as long. So we're going to cook them for a couple of minutes until they get a little soft. Smells so good. Wow. I am smelling our salmon, y'all. It's smelling so good. Wow. Gonna increase the heat. I forgot to put it on 450. I had it on 400, so I had to turn it up. Okay, so our vegetables are smelling good. We're gonna give it another couple of minutes. Wow, this is smelling good. That basil smells wonderful. Okay, so we have our vegetables that's cooked for a minute or two until you want to cook them until they've softened up. You see that? Let them soften up a little bit, and then we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. So the next thing we're adding is our chicken bouillon. We're going to add our chicken bouillon. Just crumble it in. Wow. Then we're going to add our basil. I just add a nice handful of basil and just tear it in. I always love the smell of fresh basil. You just tear it in. Stir it in. That's looking good, y'all. Let you see. Doesn't that look good? So now we're going to add our rice. I'm putting in about a cup of rice. Stir it in. And now we're going to lower the heat because we're going to add our chicken stock to this now. And I'm going to add about a half a cup of chicken stock. Chicken stock and just a pinch of salt. If you only had a little bit of chicken stock, then you can add water at this point, but I had enough of chicken stock, so I don't need the water. So I'm going to add a pinch of kosher salt. And then we're going to lower it and let this cook. All right, y'all. So our blackened salmon bites are cooking away. And then what we're going to have with it is our vegetable rice pilaf. That's also cooking away. We just did that. So we're going to let things cook in the next 10 minutes. And when I come back, I'm going to show you how I put it all together. I'll see you when I get back. Hi everybody, welcome back. So our blackened salmon bites dinner is all done. So we are going to just take out the rice and put it on the bowl here and then add our black pepper to it, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So we have our rice here that we cooked. We added the vegetables to it. It's got onions, it's got some carrots, it's also got some celery. We added some chicken bouillon to it and let it cook down slowly. So we're going to add it to a serving bowl here so you guys can see what it looks like. Let's see here. Doesn't that look good, y'all? And for the final touch, we're going to just add just a little black pepper on top. I'm going to just add some fresh black pepper. And just a little bit more of that basil that we had. Fresh basil that we used in here. I like to keep my basil wrapped in paper towel, and then I just put a rubber band over it so it keeps it fresh, but also it keeps it together in the refrigerator. And so we're going to just add just a sprinkle of basil. Just tear it in to finish the dish. You can either cut it or tear it, doesn't matter. There we have it, guys. That's the rice that we made. That's our vegetable rice pilaf. Still hot. Doesn't that look good? It's got carrots and rice and celery. So there you have your vegetables and your rice. And it really didn't take that much time, right? Delicious. Then we made our blackened salmon bites. Look at how good these turned out, y'all. So good. We cut them up. They cooked in the oven for about 17 minutes. And these are blackened. And we cut them up to bite size. So you can have this for family. You can have this for the holiday. If you're doing this for the holiday, I would just put toothpicks in it and let everybody eat it. So to finish, we're going to just add a few sesame seeds to it to finish. And there you have it, guys. Blackened Cajun, blackened salmon bites. Okay, y'all. So this is our dinner tonight. This is what we're going to eat for our dinner. I'm going to make myself a plate. And y'all gotta try this recipe. Give me a thumbs up and let me know if you like salmon. If you think you'll try the salmon bites. I hope you guys do because it's delicious. It really is. So let me get myself a plate and I'll try it. So first we have some of the rice. Still hot. Let's get ourselves some of these salmon bites. Ooh. And that brown sugar gives these such a nice glaze. You see that? That glaze really looks good on the salmon bites. All right, let's give it a try. Oh man. Oh my goodness. I love it. It's so good. Oh wow. It's not too spicy. It's delicious. You guys have to try it. It's got the crust from the brown sugar, but it's not overcooked. Perfect. And this rice pilaf is delicious. It's got the vegetables and the rice. And that chicken, the chicken stock gives the rice so much flavor. It really, really does. If you didn't have chicken stock, you can use water in addition to the chicken bouillon. But both of them together, it gives it a wonderful, wonderful flavor. Guys, I really hope you try these recipes because they are quick, simple, and easy. They whip up in no time. So thank you for joining me once again in the kitchen with Alethea. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I'll see you next time on In the Kitchen with Alethea. Bye.